Hello, my name's Michael Conneely, and this is the part 1 video, a series of 4 videos and blogs about different facets of the nodes of the moon changing sign in April 2022. Everything that flows from Rahu entering Vedic Aries and Ketu entering Vedic Libra. I've already recorded an introduction video where I give an oversight of the predictive techniques which can be used. And upcoming, look out for the part 2 video about the nodes transiting through the 6 different Nakshatras they will transit in the coming 18 months. The part 3 video about the houses that will be activated in your birth chart by this change of the sign of the nodes of the moon. And the part 4 video is about where the nodes of the moon, Rahu in Aries, Ketu in Libra, will transit over planets in your Vedic birth chart if you have any planets in those 2 signs. Okay, so now let's get into what it means to have Rahu transiting Aries. But just to say that in the accompanying blog there is the chart for the moment of the nodes of the moon change sign on the 12th of April at the start of the blog. So what does it mean now that from the 12th of April Rahu will be transiting Aries? And it lasts until the 31st of October 2023 when Rahu enters Pisces. What energy will be created by Rahu when he enters Aries? Rahu transiting Aries creates a warrior-driven energy of independence and self-assertion. Huge new current flowing in your life. Of pioneering, willfulness and leadership, of impatience and quickness. Aries is a free spirit who fights for the new and for the unexplored and rejects the imposition of boundaries. Aries wants you to be brave and fearless now. It's intense and it likes thrills. It gets irritated if you tell it to be responsible. It's dictatorial in its demands. But of course, this particular martial Aries energy can foster rebirth. It needs rebirth of you to fulfill itself. Now, the risks with the Rahu in Aries energy are burnout and selfishness, being egoistic or hurtful to others. Rahu in Aries is driven by fear of failure and it's stubborn. It's driven to be dominating and dictatorial and stronger. Now, when Rahu enters Aries for 18 months from the 12th of April, transiting Mars will assume a strong focus in your life. This is because Aries is ruled by Mars, and Mars is the warrior. So check out the position of standing in Mars in your birth chart. And then note that Rahu will transform your Mars by adding all these spawning, boundaryless qualities. But it's not only Mars in your natal chart that will bring a changed energy. Transiting Mars needs to be watched and understood because for 18 months Mars will be so hyped by Rahu's transit of Aries. Now, this post also, of course, covers the other end of the nodal axis, Ketu, the south node, transiting Libra. Now, Libra is ruled by Venus, so transiting Venus will assume a strong focus in your life during this time of Ketu transiting through Libra. Venus is fast moving, so do look out for the many different aspects of your life that will be emphasized by the different positions of Venus in the upcoming 18 months. When Venus is exalted by its transit, look out for strong Venus energies in your life. When Venus is debilitated through transit, be prepared to manage difficulties with the manifestation of Venus energies in your life. As I said above, Rahu's transit of Aries will accentuate Mars energies. So check out at all times how Venus and Mars are connecting to each other during the 18-month nodal transit. So if they're in 6th, 8th or 12th relationship with each other, for example, be prepared to deal with difficulties. Also be aware that the nodes will be transiting through the 3 nakshatras in Libra. Vishaka, the first 6 months, Swati, the next 8 months, and Chitra, the last 4 months. So see my separate upcoming blog post and video all about the nodes transiting through the nakshatras in Aries and Libra. But here we're talking about Rahu and Ketu transiting through the signs Aries and Libra. And in fact, Ketu's transit through Libra, this is so important to understand, will have its biggest effect on your relationship. Ketu's transiting through Libra will bring a focus on relationship issues that might create a sort of meltdown or rejection. But be so careful. The highest manifestation of this, Ketu transit through Libra, will tend to spiritualize your relationship and so strengthen it. Beware at this coming 18-month time of giving into critical, rejecting behaviors, when in fact you should rather work to heal the relationship. Karmas running in your relationship will especially need to be identified now. So get a reading from me on your relationship scripts, and or get a reading from me on your relationship. I've done a vast amount of study on the immensity of the Vedic astrology of relationships as well as the Western astrology of relationships. So my readings are thorough, learned, helpful, and healing. It might even be relevant as well to do a past life journey with me to see what is coming into this life and you're relating from past life. And my wife, Maggie Pashley, offers many relationship healings worldwide online, especially, for example, heart wall clearing. Have you got a built-in, have you had created a block to love? And it can be very relevant to do ancestral work. So you can contact my colleague Claire Louise Nifton for ancestral work and healing. So the link to my wife Maggie's website and the link to Claire Louise Nifton's website are all in the blog. So the other thing to really understand about Ketu's transit through Libra is that it will accentuate Libra's pleasant nature, and indeed whether that pleasant nature is too self-destroying, too disempowering in your case. If so, that must be worked against. Ketu's transit through Libra will bring to your attention if your diplomacy side of you is harmful to your life expression and your life path. And the transit of Ketu through Libra will also accentuate the question, the crucial question of how you manage your boundaries. Are you too fierce in your imposition of boundaries? Or are you too weak and have damagingly poor boundaries? Remember that Ketu damages Venus and Venus rules Libra, so beware. rejecting for overcritical reasons. If you do this, it will only all happen again. And so the call is to work to heal relationship instead, through sharing, through mutual work. Increase the spiritual awareness and healing within your relationship at this time of Ketu transiting Libra. And yet also preserve needed sense of self. It's a complex balance that we have to achieve as spiritual warriors and human beings. We have to see the other person's point of view and bring spiritual awareness to that. But we also have to avoid codependent patterns. And remember that at this time, Rahu in Aries at the same time will be such a very me-first energy, obsessional and ambitious. So don't let that crush your relationship and leave you grieving. Make sure that Rahu in Aries doesn't give rise to too much me-first assertion. Make sure that Ketu in Libra doesn't give rise to too many false relationship scripts, weakness scripts or codependency scripts. And do be aware that Ketu in Libra, ruled by Venus, will bring out our latent or even past life artistic talents as well, creative talents. And so, with Rahu in Aries at the same time, be prepared, if you have past life originating artistic talents, to be more independent and pioneering with your artistic talent now. So you can book an astrology reading with me at the buy page of my Star Wheel Astrology website. My wife offers a wonderful range of healing modalities worldwide from her website www.maggiepashley.com. The charts and all the parts of our wonderful April 2022 Astrology and Healing newsletter are listed on the April 2022 page of the Star Wheel Astrology website. So, I hope this part 1, what does it mean to have Rahu transiting through Aries and Ketu transiting through Libra? What does that mean in your life? I hope it's been useful to you, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.